Hello, everybody. Welcome to Expression Pass here on Boss Push Network. I'm your host and enlightening excited ADV. Joining me is the one, the only bossman himself, Mr. Corey Dirrig. Hello, good sir.
Hello.
Hi. We have energy, everybody. It's the daytime.
Who does? Who has energy?
We do.
Who? Who's you?
I'm Eddie V, and you are Corey Dirrig. Yes.
Okay.
Well, Corey, I have a hypothetical for you.
Oh boy.
I want to put it that way.
I don't like hypotheticals.
So, we have Hyrule Warriors, a series that everybody thought was the most insane thing when it came to Wii U, but was so pivotal to not only the Warrior games, but to the Zelda games and licensed game franchise kind of way. You know, with its butt rock music, crazy storyline and everything. For a soundtrack, but it kind of got a lot of people excited and it did good in numbers. You know, Hyrule Warriors led to like Dragon Quest Warriors or Gundam Warriors, you know, all these kind of Musou games and stuff. And then, you know, of course, we got Hyrule Warriors Age of Calamity and Hyrule Warriors Age of Imprisonment that we here at, the Pop Block team, I say me and you, we deemed that kind of as our game of the year for 2025 for Nintendo Pop Block. But we also got Fire Emblem Warriors. And the first one was okay. But then we got Fire Emblem's Warriors 3 Hopes. And our girl Shaz, our iconic, you know, legend. Just an amazing game, which I had to go back to and finish because I love playing that game. But then there's a chance that, let's say Koei Tecmo wanted to get into another Nintendo series of a Warriors game. And out of all of them, Xenoblade Chronicles could be one. As a hypothetical, how would the Xenoblade Chronicles Warriors work?
I mean, I feel like out of all these series that they've done it, right? Like I almost feel like Xenoblade makes the most sense. I mean, Fire Emblem makes sense from just like a weapons and ability standpoint, right? But like,
yes,
I mean, in the same vein, like Xenoblade makes sense, right? Because there's so many different weapons and characters and movesets and, you know, magic, and you could implement different things in like mechs and dragons from X, right? Like you could do all these different weird things with it.
Yes.
And like, you could almost make like a Xeno Warriors and implement like if somehow they got like Xenosaga back in there. Although I do know that like Cosmos and Telos are both in too, right? So as weapons. So so somehow they are implemented in there somewhere. But like, you know, you could do some really cool, interesting things, and there's obviously a lot of lore there and a lot of crossover between games, and obviously they all tie together somehow, some way, which, you know, no spoilers and no you know, story stuff, but like, you know, they are that. So I don't know, I feel like the same way that Fire Emblem does it, like you could totally do that with Xenoblade, and I think aesthetically it would be pretty amazing too. It would be very different than what, you know, Hyrule Warriors and Fire Emblem Warriors are, because like, even though like Age of Imprisonment is a little bit more mechanical, obviously, because of just the way the Tears of the Kingdom and Breath of the Wild are with the Zonai stuff. This would be a little bit more like future tech punk type right? Like there would be more, it'd be less high fantasy and more futuristic, in my opinion,
Mm-hmm.
you know? And I think that would be cool because like all of these Warriors games, now I haven't played every single one, right? There's obviously like the Persona one and you know, some of these other franchises that I don't know or care about that have Warriors games attached to them. But you know, like you think of Dynasty Warriors, that's like ancient China, right?
Right.
So like it's like swords and shields and, you know, grenades and stuff, like ancient grenades and some mystical stuff, but not really, right? But it's all like still the same style as something like Fire Emblem or Zelda, right? Swords, shields,
Mm-hmm.
spears, that sort of thing. Whereas this, you could do all sorts of things, right? Like the mechs play a big part in X, or you know, just different sorts of things you could use from those games. So I don't know. What's your opinion?
Well, I think because the world of Xenoblade is so big that you could create new characters. First of all, you could create a new land. Um, you could create a story that somehow fits into the canon, but not really, be considered as a Xenoblade game or a Xeno game in a sense. Like, and they could visit the world of Xeno, and everything. Um, I definitely know that this would be action packed, and the first question would be, "Will there be mechs?" I'm like, well, why not? I mean, if you look at literally Hyrule Warriors, Calamity, and Calamity, and the other one, like they have sections, um, where there's different game styles that you could play. That is not the regular Musou-style game.
Mm-hmm.
So you can have a shoot 'em up version or a retro on looking version,
Yeah, I'm thinking like,
or something.
especially like with the mechs, and you look at Age of Imprisonment, like you get to the areas where like you're the Zonai construct essentially, where
Mhm.
you're kind of like flying through on like an on rails shooter almost. Like you could totally do that with the mechs, right? Like seems like a copy paste, obviously not exact, but like it seems like you could do those sorts of sections with the mechs no problem, essentially. Or like the big aerial boss battles
Mhm.
that are in Age of Imprisonment, like you could totally do that with the mechs.
Shoot, why not add an extra mode? Why not throw everybody for a loop and throw in a easy Neo style action part of one-on-one mech fights? You know, just like if you defeat this mech, you get an extra part that you can put into your mech and
Yeah.
stuff.
Yeah.
You know.
Yeah, I mean, there's a lot. I mean, you don't even not even just the mechs, but like even the different party members and how like you could do like combo attacks with them, or
Mhm.
you know, based on how you recruit new characters in those games, or like you could even have new characters specific to this game the way that the other games do, right? And
Yes.
I don't know, I feel like Xenoblade, you look at, I don't know, I just feel like there's like a long history of great characters and designs and magic and weapons and things that it just makes sense for this type of game at this point. You know,
Yep.
if you can do it with Persona, you can do it with Xenoblade. You know what I mean? Like,
Yeah, and like even if they took for Xenoblade Chronicles 3, their latest, like there are things in that game, elements in that game that really could fit the warrior style gameplay. You know, um like there's little towns that and stuff that, you could kind of help and take, not want to say take over, but like help out. So, like in the Musou game, when you get to a certain area and you defeat a limited certain amount of enemies and stuff, you take over that camp, and it becomes yours. I mean, you could do stuff like that in the same way in a Warriors game for Xeno, you
Hmm.
know.
Yeah.
So, because like in reality, Corey, like the Xenoblade franchise don't really have like a main antagonist, you know, and stuff. It's very random, and you pretty much don't recognize the antagonist till you literally get to the end of the game.
Hmm.
You
Yeah.
know.
Yeah, but I feel like aside from Zelda and Mario, you could look at all of Nintendo's franchise and be like, they don't really have like a main antagonist, but also
Hmm.
like each game kind of specifically has their grouping of bad guys. Like as of this recording, right? Like I'm on the final level of Fire Emblem, the GBA game,
Yes.
right? Well, there's been like across the game, there's been like 4 or 5 like main protagonists or antagonists, right? And so like, they're all kind of working together, but also against each other. It's like this whole thing, right? And it's
Hmm.
like, well, there's not just one. Everybody has all these bad guys have their own kind of motivations and whatever. But even then, you could even make your own villain for this. Like
Yes.
I feel like you could totally do that and be fine. Um, so I don't know. I
Yeah.
just think it's interesting to think about. I also like Xenoblade I've kind of decided is the next series on my list to finish. I have a long list of games to
Yes.
finish, and backlog stuff. But, um,
Yeah, I gotta go through mine.
when we first kind of started talking about this idea, like it made me really want to go play Xenoblade all the way through and kind of make sure I knew what I was talking about once we get to something, in the future.
Hmm.
Because it is a blind spot for me in terms of my Nintendo gaming history right now. So I want to make sure like I catch up on a lot of these games and make sure I'm talking with authority at this point. And Xenoblade is one of those where like it's so funny because like I really liked Xenosaga on the PS2. Now, granted, I can't tell you anything about it. I don't remember except that there are really long cutscenes and you know hot anime girls robots fighting each other, but that's like essentially it. So, uh, but yeah, I still want to play Xenoblade and get through it, and um, yeah.
Yeah, I gotta finish 1 and 2. Um, Even though I got the definitive edition of 1 and the DLC, I just gotta go through all of that because, like, out of the series, 3 is the only one that I finished. I definitely know if they ever did make hypothetically made a Xenoblade Warriors, I know that I'm gonna be just playing it day after day after day and working on it, finish it. And like just like Age of Imprisonment and Calamity, they're so expansive. There's so much side stuff to do those games that even when you finish the game, there's more side stuff to do and go back and requirements to meet and everything. And
Hmm.
I think with that, like if they made a Xeno Warriors kind of game, I think because most of the Xenoblade Chronicle games, most of it is side quest stuff to expand your team and get stronger and stuff.
Hmm.
Like for Xenoblade Chronicles 3, and this is not really no spoiler or anything, there are side quests that you do to help you get more characters in the game and sometimes more story stuff. So with that being in a Warriors game, you could probably get more characters. You could get more abilities, more weapons, and stuff like that. That That's what happened with Harbor Warriors Edge of Imprisonment. You got
Mhm.
more characters by doing the side story, not just by doing the main
Yeah.
campaign.
Mhm.
So, I mean, because it like you said, Corey, it just makes sense. Like it's a weapon based RPG. You know, yeah, it is auto battle, which is great and stuff, but I'm like, it comes with skills and everything. And
Yeah, but
um,
that's any, like, you know, RPG, like, I don't wanna say, like, any RPG because it's technically not auto battle, but, like,
mhm,
you're still, like, choosing from a menu and, like, upgrading your characters with skills and weapons and stuff and, like, trying to make sure that,
yes.
you know, you're equipped correctly. Like, I mean, Fire Emblem, essential, not to keep coming back to that, but, like, you know, I've done every single side quest I could in this original game. I've tried to, like, go through and make sure that I'm prepared, with the right
Mhm,
weapons and the amount of weapons and healing potions and healers on the field, and make sure everybody is kind of, like, accounted for in terms of, like, I got to match up against this enemy, and this enemy, but, like, I'm still essentially moving them across the grid and, telling them to attack or heal or rescue or whatever. Um,
yes.
so, like, just because it feels more action oriented and it's on auto battle doesn't mean you can't prepare in an RPG like that. I think the thing that I think the things that the IP based Warriors games do best is, especially for something like Fire Emblem Warriors and probably Dragon Quest Heroes also, that was a
Oh
very
yeah.
similar style thing, right? It's like they let you play as the characters that you love in an action oriented way, right?
Mhm,
Which is not something that you do in these games normally. I
yes.
think Xenoblade is a nice kind of hybrid system where, like, it's kind of like when I first played Final Fantasy 12, right? Where, like, oh yeah, I'm still picking these moves off the off the menu or whatever, but I can move around the battlefield. Like, I can, kind of move around and make it feels more action oriented, right?
Mhm, yeah.
So yeah, I don't know, man. I think I really enjoyed my time with Age of Imprisonment. I'm still kind of thinking about going back after, just to kind of finish up some of the side things. I kind of fell off of it when I started playing
Mhm.
Path of Radiance when it came to NSO. Um, but it,
Understandable. What's the worst of that?
yeah, I don't know. And also this could be an interesting way of to get people into the IP as well, right? I mean, I know Xenoblade is
Yes.
popular, but Warriors games are also popular in a different way. And I think what these crossovers kind of do is get people into the various franchises also, right?
Mhm,
So, I mean, how many people probably never touched a Muso game who love Persona picked up the Persona one because it continued the story of Persona 5, and they ended up maybe playing Dynasty Warriors or Hyrule Warriors because they're also a Zelda fan or something
right.
along those lines? Or how many people how many people are Dynasty Warriors fans, who play every single one of these games that come out and they're like, "Oh, well, these characters are cool. Maybe I'll pick up Zelda," when they maybe wouldn't have. Or,
Mhm.
you know, Fire Emblem or one of these other franchises. So, yeah, I
Yeah,
think
that
I mean, Nintendo clearly has a good working relationship with Koei Tecmo, and I hope that they continue to, especially with,
yes.
like, Koei Tecmo seems to be kind of restructuring a little bit.
It's uh, so and I know we kinda talked about this in the past, or I've been mentioning it, but, like, in reality, Corey, Japan is making a rise again. Like, Konami's been, coming correct. Capcom been having great years. Like, they really been coming with it. They've been really successful for quite a while. Koei Tecmo has been becoming more successful. Um you can whatever you want to say about Bandai Namco, they still producing still a lot of ton of games. How we see their business in the future, we'll see. But like
They're
just those
doing
big
something.
four.
They just announced something yesterday at the Capcom thing, right?
They announced their next RPG.
Yeah, but I feel like I saw their logo pop up at the Capcom event yesterday, as at the time of this recording.
Um,
What are they doing? I forget what they're doing. Bandai Namco. Hold on, I'm looking that up because I saw.
me too.
What are they doing? Collaboration on a Resident Evil 2. Oh, they're doing the arcade game. The Resident
That
Evil
Resident Evil
2 arcade game.
Okay. And then I know they announced Echoes of Ancred or Aincred. So
all right. Yeah. Okay. I knew that was something, but I couldn't remember what it was.
yeah, but like they literally been killing it.
Mm-hmm.
So and I think Neo 3 has been successful in a sense.
Mm-hmm.
Like Koei Tecmo, they're really coming back. Like just the main four Japanese games. And Sega was having, being honest, Sega's been having a really great time. Like they last year kind of, I think, and they been one of their most successful years.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
And
plus they had the
everything.
success of like outside of games too, right? With the Sonic movies are like
Yes.
super popular. Obviously, like their involvement with their ownership of Atlas is very popular with people, and I mean the first kind of bad thing that I heard about Sega recently is that they have too much essentially now. Like especially with like Yakuza specifically, is like there's too much Yakuza out there now.
Yeah.
And like that studio kind of came out and said that they're kind of slowing down the Yakuza output right now, but which is crazy because you only have 2 more games to remake and then you can continue on doing whatever you want to do. But I think a lot of people kind of fell off the pirate one, and then I know a lot of people aren't very happy with certain things in Yakuza 3, Kiwami 3 or whatever.
Yeah.
But I don't know what's going on. I didn't really keep up with that, but I mean, aside from that, like, yeah, Sega is like really doing some awesome stuff.
Mm-hmm.
It's funny. I saw what did I see the other day? Somebody was very blatantly wearing a Sega t-shirt that did not work at Sega, and I don't remember where I saw that from. I don't remember where I saw that, but it was kind of funny. Anyways, not that important, I guess, but
Oh, so speaking of Yakuza, RTG Studios explains that bringing Yakuza to Switch 2 is more about expanding reach than brand loyalty.
Okay.
Yeah, Ryosuke Hori was asked a series of questions regarding the latest installment in the series, Yakuza Kiwami 3 plus Dark Tides. One of the most notable thing about Kiwami 3 is that it marks the first time in series history that a game is launching day and date on a Nintendo platform alongside other versions. Over the years, Yakuza has transformed, blah 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 blah. And he says, strategically speaking, many Switch 2 users are young, so to be honest, it's unclear whether this will immediately translate into sales for Yakuza, Horik said. However, the current game industry is shifting its emphasis to a stock-based business model where if we release it, people will eventually play it. Even if they don't play it now, they may play it 5 years from now. We believe that broadening our reach now is a very honest decision for the studio, even in the sense of sowing the seeds for future fans.
Yeah, I mean that makes sense.
And that's been a change for the series coming to Nintendo, because their thing was they don't want to bring Yakuza to Nintendo because of its young audience.
Yeah, but I
And
feel like that kind of went out the window a long time ago, especially after they left, or what's his face. Um, yeah,
the
I don't know.
creator of it,
Yeah, after he left, right? Like, I don't know. I don't know.
uh, Yakuza creator urges, yeah, this is Yakuza creator urges fans to stop using his name to attack RGG Studios in now deleted tweet. Well, that was on Facebook and stuff. But yeah, I'm just like, I think once they start seeing success, because going back to the Wii U, when they put that Yakuza game on Wii U, they only released it in Japan and didn't do sales. Well, yeah, it was a game that you only released it to Japan and not worldwide. Everybody here would have bought that game for Wii U. I mean, the Wii U audience was hungry for third party support. So
Mhm.
you would have got sales. So, but until they brought it to Nintendo Switch, they were just like, "Oh, we see the numbers for this game that's been on PS3 for a decade plus."
Yeah.
You know, so
Yeah.
but
Well,
yeah, Xenoblade Chronicles of Warriors.
yeah.
uh,
I
uh,
mean, like, I feel like that Warriors brand is so versatile at this point, where like you could almost put anything in there and it
mhm.
be successful, right? Like you can, I mean, if you're talking about Sega, like you could probably do a Yakuza Warriors or something along those lines, right? Or like I don't know. What are some other, like a Tails Warriors, or like a
Ooh, the Tale series, would just be straight bananas because that series, you got about 30 plus some years for that mug, or 20 some years for that mug.
yeah.
No, 30.
Yeah, it's something, but
Okay, I
um
could already just see the cast. Why you don't got this person from this Tales games? We never played this, only Japanese release.
right.
Like, don't forget the Tales games didn't become popular to Tales of Symphonia on GameCube.
Man, Tales of Symphonia. It's good. It's
Ah,
good.
such a
Where's my
great
Skies
game.
of Arcadia remaster now? That's all we need.
Sega don't
Then
want those.
all the good games from the Dreamcast will be ported. That's all we need. Skies of Arcadia. That's all we need. I don't even care if you throw it on NSO. I mean, I would pay for a remaster or like a remake, but hey, if you want to put Skies of Arcadia Legends on NSO, I won't say no to that either.
That's
That's all I'm saying.
ouch, dude. I'm like, I'm really up 50 coins, $50.
That's all I'm saying.
Would you want to put it? You want to put it on NSO? Yeah, I'd be like, Corey, we need to start this game together.
Oh
And
man, that game is it's so good, man.
it's so good. The battleship parts are a mess, but it's so good. Everything else is great.
Oh, it's so good.
Come on, Sega, what are you doing?
Do it. Do it.
Bring us some goodies. Well, I think, Corey, yeah, we'll see in the future if Nintendo does decide to make a Xenoblade Warrior game.
Yeah, I would.
I mean, that's not out the realm of possibilities.
Yeah. Um, I mean, they clearly have a good working relationship with them, especially now. Pocopia is going to.
Yeah.
I mean, as of this recording, it just came out, so it's
Dude, that mug
going
is
to make
doing
them a bajillion
numbers.
dollars. It's going to be it's going to sell more than Animal Crossing, I feel like. So, I mean, dude, it's Animal Crossing with Pokemon. You're telling me it's not going to sell more than Animal Crossing? Come on.
Everybody's been showing um their stuff. I got the game, and then I got a tote bag that I got from Best Buy that I ordered. It's super cute. I'm gonna show it on Power Block. So if you guys want to see it, you'll have to go back and check out one of our episodes of Power Block to see it. It's super cute, dude. I'm like, I think I'm gonna take it to PAX with me.
Hmm.
And everything. Just so I could just show it around when I'm by the Pokemon and when I'm at the Nintendo's booth and stuff. Be like, "Eh." So but with that, everybody, we're gonna wrap it up. We're gonna call it an episode here. Everybody, have a great week. Have a great weekend. If you're starting the Xenoblade games, let us know what you think about it. And would you like a Xeno Warriors games? Would you pick it up? How can they design it? Let us all know. With that, everybody, have a great week. Have a great weekend, and we'll see you next time on Expansion Pass. Bye, everybody.
Goodbye.
If you want to see how you can become a Patreon producer, head on over to patreon.com/BossRushNetwork. The Patreon producers for this month are
Adriel Munger, Francisco Santillan, Austin Campbell, Celeste Roberts, Christian S., and Fitzpatrick.
Thanks for your continued support of the Boss Rush Network.